Greetings everyone, and Great here for another Age Mythology Replay. Spawn on the south or bottom right side as the blue Thor. We got CraggHack. Spawn on the top left side as the red how do we pronounce his name? Tsukuyomi? Well, I butchered that name well enough. We have Avely. When it comes to the major gods, of course this is now the Japanese. I heard his name plenty times before. Tsukuyomi is focused on technology, shinobi, and cavalry. Increased attack per tier. Each technology research grants Bushido EXP. Advance each age is 25% faster, and get a free kitsune appear at each temple, or the temple at each age. At the temple. Blah, cannot speak. And of course, Thor is of course a common already existing one. Dwarves and armory. To get dwarves sort of dwarves to the gatherers. Dwarves cost less and they gather food and wood nearly as fast gather, so gather is still better than aspect, but dwarves a bit more generalist. Dwarven armor can be built and research upgrades in any age. You get free dwarves per upgrade, and you get additional 3 dwarven upgrades. Oops. Gotta make sure have Thor selected since I not unbound some of the upgrades. Bushido tier 1, Tsukuyomi grants cavalry and shinobi damage. And looks like plus 3% damage at the moment. When it comes to the minor gods, we got Inari Okami, which does provide the swamp land. Creates a temporary swamp infested with kappa that leaps out of the water and drown enemy human soldiers. Get the Jorogumo, Spider Woman hybrid, pierces limbs, good against human soldiers. Wisdom of 9, Inari Ikomi upgrades Kitsune to 9-tailed Kitsune, which have more hit points, line of sight. Friendly units can simultaneously have their speed increased by 2 9-tailed Kitsune, or Kitsune. I heard it both ways to pronounce it. Line of sight, and of course gives a boost speed boom and plus 75% hit points. Deadly Snare increases drawing limit, gives him damage over time to throw for 6 seconds. I wonder if it's actually a decent poison damage at that point in time. And of course a bit more divine damage with a melee attack, a little bit less actually. Causes Myth units to generate gold when attacking each unit, so similar to the raiding cavalry upgrade for Baragi, right? And Sashimi Bannerman. The cavalry gets additional hit points and bonus damage for his cavalry, so maybe a bit more generalist there. Goshi Boku summons a Goshi Boku tree. Probably butchering all these names like usual. The tree blessing resurrects their owner's myth units as they fall in combat. Kama Ikachi. Probably butchered that name well enough. Weasel Blade Hands who whirls to slice and dice enemies, good against human soldiers. Increase their damage by 40%. Each tree gets 10% increased hit points and adds 75 I guess experience Bushido experience upon death. Keeps gathering rate, allows increased Rada Shrine, and I heard Yaz went ahead and used a new ability. Target building obtains all currently technologies there for free, causes military units to train faster for a short duration. So mostly got all the H2 upgrades right then and there. Got the Gerdo Hippolyta, increases ranged soldiers' hit points, which is quite nice to have.
Nani?
Let's see, there's the Kitsune. Looks like he has went ahead and got, the God Power here got the immediately 9-tail upgrade. So now there's a good number of these raiding 9-tail Kitsune. They're not high damage, but they have decent bulk. There's Joromongo Gurmo. If I remember correctly, from Mythology was something involving... Oh, does got one of the dwarves there. Dwarves went ahead and stand and fight. Their damage is not great, 7.2, slow attack speed, but it sounds like they are free. 25 food, so... Sort of surprised she's not taking too much... Oh! He just aged up. I didn't realize how late. Yep, it's Thor. It's a late age up. That's why these guys were doing so little damage. They were doing had 1/10 of the damage. I was a bit confused by that. Got the troll here. Looks like he has researched Forseti. See, don't see where the Nine-Tailed Kitsune may have went. Yep, there's 2 Kitsunes. We do also have now some Naginata Riders, which offer a decent damage. Compared to Hippus, higher damage, less health, I believe. And actually, I think they're just straight up superior to Hippus. No upgrades onto him just yet. Naginata Riders push way forward. Second bit of damage there. One the Kitsune. Getting a bit of damage there. Just the 2 Kitsune remaining. We do now have the Sashimo Bannerman increase the cavalry hit points by 10%, and also gives a bit of bonus damage versus cavalry. We have rating cavalry here in comparison. Does have 8.8, less health, less cost as well. So yeah, it's hard to say. Don't remember the exact. Maybe they are very similar to Hippus. I think Hippus has more health while having less damage. Can't remember to exact top of my head. This Kitsune doesn't have too much health left, has 9 health remaining. And of course with the passive ability, increases these guys' move speed to 6.6. Right now the Kitsune have 6.6 move speed themselves, so it's a pretty good company to accompany them. Rating Cavalry only have 6 movement speed. And looks like some of these Sirao, or how to pronounce them, some delicious goat things. And if I remember correctly as well, this provides us so increase the stack loom. Have the speed increased by 2, so 2 is the minimum number. So it looks like there's an aura effect around them. Shrine now being employed in the field generates favor when tended to a Miko or Miko. Probably Miko. Boost the by natural resources upgrade by Miko. And looks like this variation Japan, if you ever get confused with the Age of Empires 3 Japan, these two, ones can eat meat, like also Age of Empires 4. Guess in Age of Empires 3, the more modern one had a bit of vegetarianism. Bushi, deployed on the field, ranged hero. Oh, and we do have now a Herseer taking a bit of damage there. The Bushi are just purely meant for anti-myth unit. 8 damage, slow attack speed, high multiplier. They are classified as ranged hero, which suggests to me they're not classified as ranged soldier, so they don't receive bonus damage from, say, Hippus, Naginata Riders, or Raiding Cavalry. Based on what I'm reading there. We do have a handful of trolls there, the troll's opponent. Some commoners are taking some damage there. Kitsune don't have high multiplier. They're just a weak support unit, to say the least. They're meant for the high mobility buff. You have medium Naginata Riders now deployed in the field. 1 Kitsune remain. It looks like it's at tier 2, so right now all cavalry and shinobi get plus 6% damage. More Naginata Riders. Yep. Can right now build all that stuff, including some more Kitsune. Healing Spring here. Very nice. Actually utilizing it to heal in between combat. I always love to see that. You don't really see that all too often. That minimap seems a little bit too small. That seems better. More Naginata Riders. He is going for another Kitsune, bringing us his Kitsune number up to 2. And we do have Watermill going up, which is the food and wood drop-off. I suppose watermills do exist to help processing lumber. We got some mystical chickens here. Of course, the shrine does improve with nearby natural resources. It looks like chickens count as natural resources. Whoa, I just realized something. That's a lot of cows. His one has no cows at the moment. Is there some sort of thing I'm missing where they can train cows? Because it looks like he got every single cow on the map. Naginata Riders push way forward, gains good damage on these various forces. Some Erdman would definitely be a good call. He has to pull out some. You may want to leave that one behind to help increase movement speed of his formation. We do have a number of Erdman and more trolls being employed in the field. Both the Kappa... Oh, speaking of which, the Kappa's not being employed on the field. It says it drowns enemy units. So, I haven't seen it being utilized there. Looks like nothing triggered at the moment. Eyeing for Fuji, get access to Oni. Nope, there's now eyeing for Hachimon. I wonder if it's anything related to the Advanced Wars as a Hachi. Is he some sort of archery strategy, so nothing involving merchants? Give access to Tengu. More Erdmen being employed on the field. Right now, Blue does have more civilians in the field, probably thanks to the Dwarven army researching some upgrades. They're just gonna fall back. And thanks to these Kitsune, he's able to move very quickly between the various fronts. Starting to research him now. Thor is very far from age up, nowhere near. Bringing some Berserks for extra DPS, but more Erdmen would just generally be best. Over here, do you have some Herseers? And Red's trying to eat some cows. I'm just assuming he just can't research train cows anywhere. I don't really know the Japan just yet. I haven't really looked into the new civilizations. But it looks like he just managed to find every single piece of cow on the map. Guess he has a lot of beef with his opponent. There's one of the Tengus. Appears to be a boosted Anubite, an age 3 Anubite, offering high attack speed and high DPS. Look at that attack speed and damage. And with a decent amount of bulk with them, I think Tengu should be pretty effective. Going for more heroes, going for some daimyos, some Mikos, and some more Bushis. A lot of heroes there. Heavy guardhouse soldiers, as well as the heavy stables. We do now have Scotty being researched. Or at least being selected. There's the Shoguns. Target daimyo transform into an immensely powerful Shogun who summons a samurai while he fights. Curious how effective that is. Will these be permanent summons or are they temporary summons? And this is also probably the alternative to the Son of Osiris. Let's see if we see him anywhere. There's a Miko. There is that the Shogun? Here's a Shogun. Divine, so can't be bolted. Health is not as healthy as the Tengu. Of course, he is hero. In the meantime, let's just take a look at the Naginata Riders that push way forward. Heavy Naginata Riders pursuing a good number of these civilians. Got a good number of Erdmen help intercept. Very good. Trolls trying to troll his opponent. Next, Shogun, looks like all the god powers are taking 90 more favor. I just wonder if he has Hectate's torches. Yes, he does. There's Age Up. The Frost Giant will be going down. A nice early pick for Red. Gave one guy the cold shoulder. And Red will need to start deploying out some more Erdmen, help deal with this force. Heavy Yumi archers do have a slight bonus modifier like the Toxidays. Their attack speed is a bit slow. Don't have as much range as Argus archers, but they do hit quite hard. Which honestly, it's always... Every single Age of Empires game's Yumi archers are drastically different. In Age of Empires 3, they of course light infantry unit there, which is their version of the skirmisher, anti-infantry tool, heavy infantry tool, as well as anti-light cavalry. In Age of Empires 4, they are the dirt cheap archer to be mass produced. In this game, they appear to be just the hits hard archer. Unless I'm misreading it. You have some more of the Naginata Riders being summoned. Tengu did jump over there. The Miko gets a bit of healing there. Most of the Yumi archers do need some ballistics research to make them a bit more accurate, though. Seem a little bit less accurate than Toxidays. They also seem taller than Toxidays.
Yo.
Good number of Erdmen over here to help intercept. He does have heavy infantry as well. Bushido 3, so they're up to 9% damage. A nice moderate increase. We do have some Jarls being blown in the field, which he can get. Does have a bit of bonus damage for the cavalry, but seems like a bit more of a soft counter than a hard counter. Kitsune going along with these Naginata Riders. And looks like they're be focused on the gate, both from the front and the back. What a very good gate. Products on the field. Could try stealing them from some of the heroes over here. Looks like we have now, how to pronounce this one? Okunushi being researched to give access to the Omoraki. Let's take a quick look at that. Gives access to the Omoraki flying myth unit. Speed. Trains units faster. Increases range and pierce damage of the flying myth unit. This increases myth unit speed and the wretch speed. Here comes the age up. Thor is pretty far from aging up as well. Going for more Jarls. I don't know if Jarls are the greatest call in this situation. They're Ulf Jarls, so they're only medium Jarls. Heavy Jarls being researched now. Going for the Golden Kite. Increases archer and hero damage, especially the myth units. Heavy Erdman on intercept. Got a hill fort here. Erdman will find a very good amount of damage there. The Naginata Riders do take run on by it, but they're pretty wounded. Needs to fall back some Mikos, gets healed on up. Hill fort firing away while at it. And overall, Blue just getting a lot of free damage there. And Blue is advancing over here. Do have a castle here. Good number of Yumi archers here with a bit of a choke point causing issue. Jarls will be able to resist the bonus damage. And here comes the Frost. Locks down most of the formation. Puts our eye for the structure itself now. Erdman push way forward. And there's Age Up. Can bring in the Sacred Gate. targets location grants a gate which makes your god powers cheaper and more immediate, enables you to invoke them for once free once again. So there's another Shogun to be point of view. I haven't really seen the Shogun in action. He may be here. Oh, the Shogun's almost down. Down to 8 health. Sort of curious, the samurai I mentioned. Heavy samurai, they don't appear to be temporary summons, so the Shogun summons what appears to be pure permanent samurai. Red has a number of villagers here. Blue's army, I think it's going to be cleaned on up, but it's going to be missing straight for both sides. There's the Onomoraki. And got some wretches being summoned there. Another round of Kappa's point of view does summon the Sacred Gates. He can bring another Shogun and another New Moon. New Moon could be very good to get, say, the blacksmith research going, or the mythological upgrades. Looks like Blue fell back, trying to avoid the god powers. Did force a number of god powers there. Large number of wretches here. Their glowing figures suggest to me they're camouflaged, but they're not. That's not the case. And we're actually going to see the upgraded frost giants. Improve the hit points and their damage. Red is not on age. Oh no, red is, or blue is on age up, going for tired to get access to Fenris Wolfbrood in the Thimble Winter. Oh, for some other grades as well. Number of Yari spearmen being employed in the field. Counter cavalry. Trying to gauge the Jarls with counter cavalry, very nice. There's some more of the wretches being summoned by the Onomoraki. Berserks, however, in good numbers, and we're also throwing axemen. Blue has a nice mixed composition of everything. Right now, Bushido level 3. Which in theory should still be weaker compared to Thor's final upgrade blacksmith upgrades. But still very nice to have. U-Marchers being pulled in the field, very nice. I think I saw some Huskarls earlier. Yeah, there's a handful of Huskarls, so you just mix some of those in as well. We got copper and iron upgrades, as well as some other various upgrades being queued on up. Blue's not going to fortify town center. I'm not sure what that was, but something got destroyed there from Blue. We do have a longhouse here. Blue can start booting. Yep, is starting to build that town center there. More Mikos. We do also have Divine Perfect. Increases the rate that you boost train and research by 60%, which is very nice. Makes you remaxing out quickly. Not to mention, he also does need to get out some more housing. Oxcart does go down. Wretches engaging. Number of farms being established here. No Oxcart, which is a bit of a problem right there. Thimble Winter not being summoned. This will give Blue a bit more breathing room. He can start making advances, say, on these villagers here. The lowly commoners. Another daimyo there. Yari Spearman. Multiplier, damage, what more to say about it? You could turn this daimyo into another shogun. And it looks like the Yari, or the more, whatever it's called, went down there. British infrastructure is being cleaned up, which is very good. And primarily reduces max population, because I think it's a lot of that's housing. If not, just destroying it is always a good idea. We got actually a large number of Fenris Wolfbrood being summoned, so it looks like going for a pack of them. Stables, looks like it's removing some stability for red. And Ox Carts being summoned with some throwing axe mons.
Tilbuin.
Large number of berserks and some good number of Fenris Wolf Road. In fact, 3 temples of them with multiple queues on them. He really stacked up the favor, didn't he? I wasn't paying attention too much close attention to that. He may have Pandora's box at this current rate. I highly recommend you should open it. You do also now have more of Great Jarls. Guard towers there. Good number of portable battering rams. Defense Wolfrood may need to recruit some of these guys. Not too many heroes at the moment. We do have a number of champion Yumi horsemen, horse archers. Which apparently Japan was first known for horse archery before they were known for samurai, or maybe early samurai were horse archers, to say the least. That is a pack of them. 11 them. Each one is, oh yeah, 15 favor. I think I'm using gold edition with like 25 favor. And red does go ahead and back up the game now. It's Angrade saying, thank you for watching, and on to the next replay.